Remember I told you that the stalker likes to they keep pressing the screen with their finger because evidently they can see what I do on my device on their devices. But anyway, so you know that they have like a terabyte tower of storage, right? Plus all that Iron Mountain bull crap that I was telling you about before that my old aide started constructing because they wanted to know all of my recommendations. So they had the brainless waif girl. This seems to be somehow related to my daughter's husband, which is weird. But they had her call around and try to find out what all of these people think of me and everything. Because it's so important to them that not one person should think well of me in the world. Which is so weird, y'all. So I wanted you to know that in my window I have a sign up. They're going to keep doing this because it's just some, like I said, brainless waif clicking a thing that puts a square on my face. I don't know why. They can prove they're not brainless by not doing stuff like that, but they don't because they are. So, there's like these. Okay, so there are many things I've put in place, right? In my email signature line, it says, if this email will be on my channel. Any responses to this email, see, look at that funny. Any responses to this email will be on my channel. And in the window, there's a sign over there that says that video and audio surveillance video surveillance is 24/7 here by me of them. Because in our apartment complex, there's 2 stairwells, so they can always walk around if they don't want to see me. And it's also a block, like a front and back sort of set of apartments, so they can always go the other way around. It's the same distance. But they usually don't mind. They just walk past fast, like Dr. Seuss. So, what else? Oh, and when I left teaching, I didn't have to sign an NDA because I think they knew I wanted to write a book eventually, so that was helpful. But just out of professional courtesy, I haven't revealed any confidential information. Nor would I, nor do I have to, because they're very gossipy people. But, what else? In the meetings, anything I would talk about would be stuff that happened outside the meetings. So that wouldn't be a problem. But anyway, so, y'all, I've been talking to Snowman for almost a year now. I think we're about right at our year anniversary. And not of doing the podcast, but just of talking. And we kind of were, developing the idea for it. We started out talking about The Idol, which is a miniseries on HBO, and it was really interesting. And I really liked those episodes that we did, and I had them saved so I could take clips from them because there's a lot of good stuff there, right? So then we started talking about different subjects, and we had many episodes because we would talk once or twice a week, right? So I had hours of things saved. Well, this little chica decided to erase them, which is so crazy. And because she's been trying, this is the guy, the guy's son that's now a woman, but she's been trying to talk to Snowman herself, y'all. And then there's also the skin dress layer girl, who is somehow related to my daughter's husband, I think, I'm pretty sure, which is really creepy. And she's also completely brainless. She's the one that walks through my apartment and looks at everything and talks to a guy named Mike, who I don't even know who Mike is, and is very, very odd. And is probably trying to give me all kinds of diseases and illnesses, and I don't even know what to think about it. It's really bizarre. And ringworm, among other things. It's sad. And then, so she erased half of my recordings, y'all. So now if you look, I'll show you. Which doesn't really matter because I'm not a brainless female and we can redo them all, pretty much instantly because we're both smart people and we like to talk to each other. So if you look, I have all of these recordings, but they're all about her and the stalking and this guy and the neighbors. Nothing about Snowman, y'all. They erased everything there is about Snowman, even my most recent things that I really liked. Isn't that crazy? Like, I had things saved because I did reset my device, but I had backed things up and they went through and deleted those too, which is illegal, y'all. So now I have to file an FCC complaint against her and her little OnlyFans. In fact, I have to do that against Daisy Bell too also, which is kind of a trouble. But, I mean, these people should not be allowed to do this kind of thing. So see here, there's ransomware, but that's not the Snowman video. That's just someone being an ass. I mean, she's a nut, y'all. I don't know where these people learn to behave, but it must have been, under a pile of dirt in a barn somewhere because they don't know how to behave. And 20, 30 years from now, it's not going to be so cute. The reason I still look cute 20, 30 years later is because I'm working on myself and I make sure I'm a good person so that it shines through my face, which is nice. But this girl doesn't even have that going for her, and she already has an Irish smile and all kinds of other problems. And we don't even know who probably got just as frustrated as I was with her about that. It's so funny. I don't know if you can I guess you can have adult wards of the state. So I think I am going to have to report her to the Adult Protective Services just based on all the abortion videos alone and try to get them to look into her because she's definitely not managing herself very well. She seems to come through and collect my stuff whenever she wants something, like toilet paper or whatever. And the place, I think, even gave her a key to my apartment, which is crazy. Or she's sleeping with a key guy and just getting in whenever she wants, which is not unheard of in this place to do. So it's very odd. But anyway, I'm not seeing Snowman's avatar here. And see, here's the stalker I was telling you about. Very odd, y'all. And here's him from the front. I have many pictures of him, both dressed as a man and as a woman. But I'll do a little video of like pictures of the stalker. It's kind of weird that I still have so many even after all of this crap, because they just can't help but put themselves into everything I do. It's very bizarre. Here's one picture of her. Isn't that weird? She says Gary got some. Isn't that strange? There's her face, part of it. She dyes her hair kind of my color, but kind of not. Only in parts of it isn't my color. It's like dyed extensions, I guess. It's so creepy, y'all. And even though I literally haven't even had anything to do with her, I never have, actually. But I mean, I haven't, like, for a while, she thought that they were, and look, they were making sex videos out of things like this. Isn't that weird? That's me without makeup. So they would, like, pause it and then try to make a sex video out of it and then send that to me. I mean, there's more than enough for an FCC complaint. But it's just crazy that the police won't do anything about it. It's nuts. She might be sleeping with them too, for all we know. This should be me. That's me. Okay, now hold on. Let's see about this. See the guy? It's like, what on earth are these people doing? They just feel free to like walk into my room. See him? He's right here with his head next to the Wi-Fi. This is his head right here where the play button is. It's like creepy as hell. It's like we don't really know what's wrong with him. Here's another picture of her. It's one of the guys. Isn't that crazy? And there's something about these people. It's like they want to go through. Here's the woman from The Office. Which they, oh, that's the other video. Thanks, I won't watch it right now. But it's just, it's insane. They like try to go through and do all these things that don't even make any sense. Here's one of the women. Which if you know her, then you know what she looks like. That's kind of me, but it's also one of these women that they're trying to morph me into. Which is crazy. But y'all, they're putting serious work into it. And my brother's alive and well, and he's not going to kill himself. Here's one of the guys. If you look, I can sketch it out for you. He's got like long, kind of wavy black hair. And he sort of has like a triangular face. He really does, actually. And he's got like a fair amount of a big nose and a mustache. And then his lips are down here at the bottom. And a little goatee. Very odd, y'all. I mean, that's what he looks like. He's not that odd, but still. Looks kind of like that. The zinc oxide guy looks kind of like that too. Which is such a nightmare. And that definitely wasn't me because he has a giant penis, that guy. Not that it's a good thing. I mean, it's probably fake. A strap on or something, but still. Then there's this guy. Who's kind of almost the same guy, but lighter skin. And like a tiny mustache and a beard. It's a nightmare. There's this what he looks like when he face swaps up to me. Here he is again. It's a nightmare. There's my sweet old Norbert. This is old Norbert. He's got a hurt neck. You can see his neck looks kind of funny. And you can tell it's not my Norbert because it has this big line at the top of his head by his ears where they hurt him. Which is really bad. He's dead now, poor baby. Here's another picture of him. And he just lives a couple doors down here. He's one of the workstation guys. I should have a picture of the other workstation guy. Let me see. If you look over here to the left. Hold on, wait. No. Wait a second. Okay, here's one of their faces going through my things and stealing stuff and wearing my clothes. This is my chemise and my white leather pants. You can tell his hair or her hair is dyed like mine. Such a nightmare. Man chest. One of them has breast implants. It's very odd, y'all. They have a boob suit that they put on. That's why he looks so odd when he walks across on the sidewalk. Which is, I mean, that's his business, but since he brings it into my apartment and stuff. But that's why he kind of walks a little bit funny, and he keeps his hand held to the side like he's holding a weapon. And he holds his tablet in both hands when people aren't paying attention, like a child. Probably also because of that, because there's so much, padding to get around. It's really sad. Here's a good picture of her. That's her face. It's also kind of a guy's face. And there's another guy that's in the arts in Austin who shows up in these videos sometimes, and he kind of looks like, I mean, this is my face in these videos, sort of morphed, but it looks so much like him, y'all. He kind of looks like that. He kind of looks like that. It's really weird. There, can you see a guy's face kind of through those? It's one of the guys they used to use as a lookalike for me. A long time ago, I put on Facebook. My Facebook should be showing up. I don't know why it's not. But my brother wouldn't delete it. It has all my favorite things on it. It means a lot to me. It's part of my identity. And when I look it up, I can't find it. So maybe y'all can look it up for me. But it should be this. Yeah. See, and then they do all this. I don't know if this is supposed to be stuff about me or what. But it's my actual username. And it usually pops up when I look for it. But it hasn't been. And my brother can be a real ass. But I don't think he would delete it. So, let's see. Let's see, images. Oh, not a Keller Williams thing. But I don't know. It shows up on my background check. But that's my name anyway. But it shows up on my background check. I don't know why it doesn't show up right now. Let's see if we can find it. Because that guy got so pissed that I said something about the El Patron Unico webpage, which who wouldn't say something about that? I mean, can you imagine? It's like, what kind of nightmare are these people? They seem to just go through everything they can imagine that makes them an ass. That's crazy. Like, I've never had Messenger on my Facebook. I would never have Messenger on my Facebook. Ever would I ever have Messenger on my Facebook. I mean, can you imagine? It's like such a nightmare. So, let's see. I mean, these guys, I don't know what's wrong with him. I think he gives transgender people a bad name, honestly. because he doesn't seem to be able to construct his own self. He seems to just want myself. It's like his dad, the guy that was stalking me before, told him that he wants him to just, do everything I do, like have my things. He wants him to be me. It's really kind of gross. Because what does that mean? That I'm his kid? I mean, that doesn't make sense. He's like 15 years younger than me. It's incredibly weird. None of these people are ever anything to do with me, so don't worry. But isn't that strange? So you can bet that somewhere out there's some freak with a weird thing under my Facebook. And I had so many things I loved on there. Yeah, all my graduation memories of my kids and all these things that I love. And you can't just steal that from a person. It's not okay. Like, I mean, you just can't. I don't understand why someone thinks that that's not part of someone's identity. It totally is. That's not me, obviously. But let's see. But even in 2023, y'all, I still had it. Because I told these people to go look at it. And they're like, oh, is this you? And they sent me a screenshot of it. And I was like, yeah, that's me. So it's still out there somewhere. Maybe it's just not searchable. Let's hope so. Because that would be totally illegal to just steal someone's Facebook. But you can bet someone's going to try now. Let's see. I don't even know what that means, get the full experience. My screenshot is my kids, but you can't really see their faces. I made sure and put it so it was like not obvious which ones they were even. I've had people say, oh, that's so and so. I'm like, no, that's the other one. It's so funny. Wouldn't that be interesting if he was pretending to be him? And if he was actually pretending to be me? And look, now it's not letting me scroll even though there's more down here. What does that mean? So I think that's malware on my device. I'm pretty sure. I forget what this would say. Profiles. But that just means it's private, right? Or I'm blocked somehow. Isn't that weird? It's just so hard to believe that all these things you have to I mean, I don't even know how to tell you how weird it is. Because remember, one of my stalkers ported my phone number, y'all. That's how crazy they are. Because they did so many stupid things in trying to create all this stuff. Because, see, they require psychiatric medication. And when they go off of it, they do all kinds of crazy things. And then when they go back on it, they try to run around and fix all of these crazy things. And they can't because, their stupidity has caused them to go far beyond anything that normal people would even try to do. So let's see. This is what Facebook is really supposed to look like. It looks like kind of a kid's Facebook. What does refid it mean? Isn't that weird? Oh my goodness. Let's see. See what I mean? Isn't that strange? I haven't logged onto my account in like 27 years, y'all. Well, in like a year and a half, I guess I would say. Trying to think what it'd be. Can y'all believe it? Isn't that crazy? Look at that. Doesn't it look like malware again? I wonder what CTX means. Our doctor. Isn't that weird? Or redirect, I guess. I don't know what is with these people, y'all. They protect the criminals every time in this city. It's very strange. I have never seen anything like it. But anyway, this is what one of the guys looks like. It kind of looks like if you change the eyeballs, because those are my eyes, but if you change the eyeballs, it looks a lot like the guy from the ASH, the Austin State Hospital, that rents the apartment next door and sublets it to people. Pretty crazy. And then there's the other stalker. If you look, you can tell that she's... if you look, you can tell that they're using extra makeup to cover the mustache. So that is kind of the same guy. Well, this is the female. This is the skin dress layer girl. Sort of. Isn't that weird? There's just so much going on in this one. But because it's all about them, they want me to have it. But every single thing that has Daniel on it, they've tried to delete. Because they just can't stand me working with him. Isn't that crazy? And y'all look here. It is such a nutcase situation. I keep telling that woman to change her password, and she won't. But, like here you can see it says 3 emails, 5 emails, 10 emails. This is back and forth emails. 11, 12, 13. And then 4, and then 10, 12, 18, 25, 26, 33, 37, 38, 40, 41, 53, 57, 63, 64, 65, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 95, etc. So each one of those represents over an hour of recording. So Christian and his demented setup for people's internet, and this skin dress layer girl, and this waif, and the guy that's now a woman, deleted 100 hours of work on purpose because it was all here 3 days ago. And why did they do that? Out of retaliation. Whistleblower protection. Out of retaliation for him having to move out. Why did he have to move out? Because he wouldn't pay his rent. He doesn't think he should have to. He's a danger to himself and others, and he doesn't think he should have to pay his rent. And he won't leave, y'all. And to make sure, he went ahead and handed all his stuff to some guy that just knows how to delete things and doesn't know how to delete anything else. He doesn't know how to do anything else. Because he has special needs that are very limiting to him. And he's rabidly jealous of any full-bodied male that doesn't. Which is sad. And so are many of these other guys. Because Snowman is handsome and he's wealthy and he's successful. And he's things that they will never be. And so they try to just delete him every chance that they get. And it's a nightmare, y'all. But because we're both intelligent, we just pick up where we left off and just go on forward and keep talking about things. But there were really good conversations there, y'all. And I didn't feel like it was fair to publish them while he was being so crazy. And there were animals being hurt. And I was getting films of abortions all the time. And all these other things. And don't forget, this stalker stole these recordings. They're not gone. They have them. And they're playing them 24/7 for themselves so they can rehearse to be a better me, like RoboCop or something. And they're trying really hard to, it's just so bizarre. And they just don't understand that the intangibles they can't have. No matter how long they try to keep me in some sort of virtual skin dress layer, they can't have my intangibles. My neighbor moved his kid up here. First of all, he had a girl and a boy. So he had his boy become a girl, and then he had them come up here to try to imitate my kids, y'all. That's how sick he is. Sleeping on the comforter that I bought my daughters. The same stuff. Everything the same. Trying to recreate my daughter's school experiences. Because remember, my kids were like very, very, very successful. My one daughter was on the dean's list for 4 years. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this thing. Okay, my daughter was on the dean's list for 4 years. My other daughter was the school band secretary, and she used to dress in suits and walk around with the band everywhere. She was an assistant director person for a while, an assistant to the directors, I guess you would say. But it was a prestigious job, y'all. And I don't know what's wrong with these guys. It's just very bizarre that they let them move in downstairs and next door and 2 doors down from me when they're already acting so weird. So now they're trying to recreate the little relationship that my daughters had when they were in college and all these other things. And this guy is probably old, y'all. It's sad. And I just feel weird because everyone's so nice. Normal people, they don't gossip about other people. And so people would come to me and they would be like, this guy's son is really odd. And they would try to tell me that this guy's son was really odd. But when I knew him, I only knew his ex-wife, y'all. I don't even know this guy really. I mean, I know him because he stalks me all the time and has for 25 years, but I really only knew his ex-wife. We were friends, his first wife, C, and I, and his daughter, C, is a little older than my kids and played with them, I think. Or, yeah, a little older, and played with them some. And then they got divorced. And after that, I wasn't friends with his wife anymore. I don't even know. I mean, I know who she is. Thank God. Because he used to follow me around HEB and she would follow him. It was so creepy. So she would come up to him and be like, "What are you doing?" Because he would be standing next to me while I'm getting milk or something. And she would come up to him and be like, "What are you doing? Why are you following around this strange woman?" And they would have like huge fights in the middle of the grocery store. This is his new wife. And I had heard that they had had a son. Because one time when I went to Target, Super Target on 71, he was following me around, y'all, with his brand new baby in the cart. And that's this guy, that baby. Somehow between then and now, he just got totally messed up. And now he's following me around. And it's crazy. And I don't know what to do about that. Like, I went to therapy. So the guy got a therapy appointment the hour after mine. But still, we don't talk. I don't know. I don't have conversations with him. I don't deign to talk to him. He's nobody I want to ever have any kind of interaction with whatsoever. Or any offspring of his or anybody. And then, so he kept trying to push his like family into following my life, which is really weird. And I don't understand it. He had a daughter. The daughter did really well for herself. She's a neurotypical, normative person, as far as I can tell. He's very controlling. He's fundamentalist. He's incredibly controlling to his kids, way more than I would ever be. And it's really sad to watch. So I didn't watch after, like, he kept showing up in front of me and things and behind me with her, right? But it turns out it wasn't her. It was this guy, but a woman now. But this is the son that he had. And he has a sister that looks just like his first daughter. And she's also okay, I guess. But none of those women can make him stop being an ass. And now his daughter is being an ass. His youngest daughter, I guess you would say, is being an ass. And it's sad, Joe. And now they're trying to literally do snowman with me. And I don't know what to do about it. That's why I come on here without makeup, even though I know it looks kind of scary. But I do come on here without makeup because I want y'all to see the difference. Because they have a hard time imitating me without makeup on. Does that make sense? That's why all the squares and those shadows and everything. So I just wanted to leave this with y'all. Because it's frustrating. It's not about being okay with transgender people. These are insane people. They could look or wear or do anything and they would still be insane. And they go off their meds and they do things like delete all my stuff, hundreds of hours of work, and then they get mad at me because I'm still fine. But I don't need to have, it's just, I'm fine anyway. It doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. It just means that one of the intangibles that they want so much to take away from me is the ability to kind of keep going. Because of course I can keep going. I'm a well-adjusted person. I don't need to have these problems that they have. A lot of these parents and things, they're mad because because they keep wanting me to suffer. Like, I didn't, they have to live with their kids for 100 years because of choices that they made when the kids were very small and for other reasons. And that's their thing. That's what God gave them to do. That's their thing. Or if you don't believe in God, it's like that's their path. The dots on whatever map they're on led them to this path. And I am on a different path. My kids are different. And it doesn't mean that they're better. They have their struggles. But they keep wanting me to suffer, to feel what it feels like to have. I mean, maybe that's what they feel about their kids. If their kids are like things around their ankles, dragging them down and following them around everywhere. That'd be so awful. But sometimes these parents are maladjusted, and that is how they think. And I would be really upset to think that. But whatever they think, I don't need a maladjusted person dragging me down and following me around everywhere. Or several. It's just strange. But even if I had maladjusted people dragging me down and following me around everywhere, it wouldn't stop me from enjoying my life and being successful, because I was put on earth to be successful. I've been successful so far, and I'll continue to be successful because that's just what life wants for me. It probably is what life wants for them, but they're just too bitter and resentful and damaged and mentally unhealthy to see it. So that's what I mean, is they parade in front of me here in the window and etc. and outside and at the bank and all that stuff because they want me to feel like they feel. Because behind them are their kids. They drag their kids along with them in this train of hatred. But behind me aren't my kids, because my kids are free people living all over the world and doing great. Which is sad for them, I guess. But remember, I had a hard time when I was little because I had special needs siblings. So I've already done that path. And I don't really need to have their burdens to understand how they feel. They have services and groups and things like that. And instead they keep trying to go to mine. They keep trying to go to AA. They try to go to the gay version of AA. They try to go to all these other things and say that they're me. They literally go as me, y'all. They call my references as me. They do all these things as me. And it makes no sense. And it has absolutely no effect on me. Because it just doesn't. It's weird. So they keep trying to have an effect. So they keep trying to hurt, like they hurt Norbert. That tried to have an effect. They delete my things. They steal my stuff. They want to have an effect on me. They want to dent me in some fashion. And it's really awful to watch people just be allowed by the police department to just do these things. Like just run wild. Because, the inmates are running the asylum here. And until they really sit down on that, it's not going to change probably. But I can live here. I can afford to live here. It's just I still have tenant rights. I still have rights here. So they are going to change my key. I went ahead and reminded them that I still have the right to have my key changed, even if they think it's a bother, because I haven't had it changed since October 19th. So it's not really that often that I'm having my key changed. And evidently they've been giving it to other people, which is not fun. It's really weird. There really are people in this world that watch what you have, and if you don't use it, they figure that you don't want it. And if they want it, then they figure you don't need it. And that's how it is with my